Fatty liver disease is at an all-time high, and honestly, it just keeps getting worse. We're constantly told to eat certain superfoods to fix it, but what if that advice is completely missing the point? Okay, let's dive into this and uncover what's really going on with our livers. So right off the bat, here's the central question we really need to answer. For decades, we've been handed this same list of liver-healthy foods. So if we all supposedly know the solution, why is the problem accelerating instead of getting better? It kind of suggests the advice we're following might be fundamentally flawed, right? And this slide really lays out the core paradox. For years, decades even, we've been told to do what's on the left. Eat your oatmeal, cut out saturated fat, pile on the so-called superfoods. But the reality, over on the right, is that liver disease is only getting worse. When the supposed solution fails for this long, you have to start wondering, are we even focused on the right problem? You know, a big part of the confusion starts right here. The word superfood isn't a scientific term. It's a marketing buzzword. It tricks us into looking for a magic bullet, that one special food that's gonna fix everything. But our bodies are way more complex than that. To truly fix a problem, we've got to address the root cause, not just slap a superfood Band-Aid on it. To really wrap our heads around what's going on, let's use a simple but pretty powerful analogy. Just picture your body as this beautiful, pristine lake. It's a perfectly balanced ecosystem. Now, inside that lake, your liver is like the fish. And in the case of fatty liver disease, well, those fish are not doing well. They're sick, and we need to figure out why. See, the problem isn't the fish themselves, or even the lake. The problem is this factory. It's just dumping a steady stream of pollution directly into the water, and it's making the entire ecosystem toxic. So this brings us to the most important question of all. To save the sick fish, does it make more sense to focus on developing better fish food, sprinkling in some special nutrients, or does it make more sense to find the source of the pollution and shut down the factory for good? The answer's pretty obvious, isn't it? So what's the factory in our analogy? It's a condition called insulin resistance. Think of it this way. Your cells have basically started to ignore insulin, the hormone that's supposed to help them use sugar for energy. When that happens, sugar has nowhere to go, so it just builds up in your blood. This is the pollution, and it's the real root of the problem. And here's exactly how that pollution creates a fatty liver. First, you eat excess carbs and sugar. Your body responds with a huge spike of insulin to get that sugar out of your bloodstream, because high blood sugar is really damaging. With nowhere else for that sugar to go, your liver is forced to work overtime, converting all that excess sugar into brand new fat. This process has a name, de novo lipogenesis. It literally means making new fat from scratch. Now, this comparison completely flips the old low-fat story on its head. On one side, eating healthy dietary fat has very little effect on your blood sugar or insulin. But on the other, eating excess sugar sends both of them skyrocketing, which directly fuels that fat creation factory in your liver. So get this, the fat in your liver isn't from the fat you eat, it's from the sugar you eat. And this chart shows us exactly where we should be focusing our energy. Shutting down the factory, reversing insulin resistance. That accounts for a massive 70% of healing a fatty liver. Those other root causes, that 25%, that can be things like chronic stress or lack of sleep. But the biggest lever to pull is insulin resistance. And look, the better fish food, all those superfoods, they're a tiny 5% of the solution. They can help a little, but they won't fix the real underlying problem. With this new understanding, let's go back to a common recommendation: oatmeal. It's on every healthy list, but what is it really? Well, it's a starch that breaks down almost entirely into glucose. For someone with insulin resistance, that glucose just spikes insulin and literally adds more pollution to the lake. It makes the problem worse, not better. So where do foods like blueberries, herbs, and green tea fit in? They're the better fish food. And look, they're not bad for you. They have antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties, for sure. But they don't stop the pollution. They might help the fish feel a little bit better, but they can't clean up a toxic lake. They're a helpful 5%, but they can't solve the other 95% of the problem. So let's talk about the factory fixers, the foods that actually help shut down the pollution. We're talking about foods that are low in sugar and high in nutrients, which helps your body become more sensitive to insulin again. This includes things like healthy fats from olive oil, leafy greens, fatty fish, coffee, and yes, high-quality meat and eggs. Even cruciferous veggies like broccoli help turn on your liver's natural detox switches. Now, let's zoom in on a really crucial nutrient that almost nobody talks about: choline. It's found in foods like egg yolks and liver. I want you to think of choline as the garbage truck for your liver. Its main job is to load up the excess fat and get it out. If you don't have enough of these trucks, the fat just piles up and gets stuck. This is actually mind-blowing. In lab experiments, scientists can give an animal a fatty liver just by making its diet deficient in choline. That's it. That is how essential this nutrient is. This makes choline a non-negotiable part of the solution. And yet the very foods richest in it, eggs and meat, are often the ones we've been told to limit for decades. Crazy, right? So what does putting all this into practice actually look like? Well, here's a sample liver rescue meal plan. For breakfast, maybe 3 eggs cooked in butter with some avocado. For lunch, a big salad with salmon and an olive oil dressing. And for dinner, a grass-fed steak with some broccoli. This whole plan is designed to be low in sugar and super high in nutrients, like choline and omega-3s, which directly help your liver heal. And here is how you stock your kitchen to shut down that factory for good. Forget all the marketing hype. This list focuses on what truly matters: pastured eggs, fatty fish, quality meats, avocados, leafy greens, and cruciferous veggies. These are the real tools for healing. So let's bring it all home. The single most important thing to take away from all this is simple. To truly heal a fatty liver, you have to stop the pollution. Your main focus has to be on reversing insulin resistance, not chasing the latest superfood trend. You have to shut down the factory. So now that you see the whole picture, the lake, the fish, and that polluting factory, the real question is, what's the first change you'll make? What's one simple thing you can put on your plate today to start shutting that factory down?